This video is just about doing what I call free jumps. I think it's just a much more effective way at improving your general jumping ability, but also your specific jumping ability than doing some sort of programmed or structured counter movement jumps, hurdle jumps, box jumps that you see in typical programs. So I'm going to talk about that in this video and give you a bunch of examples. So in some of my programs, I have what I call free jumps. I don't tell you how many sets and reps to do. I don't tell you what type of jumps to do, hence the name free jumps. So when I'm doing something like this, I typically like to go between 10 to 30 minutes depending on how I'm feeling that day. But when you're doing something like this, the jumps should be sport-like jumps. And to me, there's two main points to this. The jumps that you perform should involve horizontal velocity of the center of mass and train yourself to use momentum to your advantage. But you still can do some both counter movement or pause jumps if you find them fun or challenging or whatever. But remember, horizontal velocity of the center of mass, so that means some sort of run up or approach, or it could be multi-effort jumps where you're traveling forward. If you're doing single effort jumps like a really high box jump or a really high hurdle hop with an approach, don't let that run up be too long because this rarely happens in sports. I think 5 to 7 approach steps is plenty for most people. Now let's talk about takeoffs. I think it's important to utilize a variety of takeoffs, but you still want to keep it informal, so you don't want to be super strict about being balanced with the left side of the body compared to the right side of the body, or coming in from the left compared to coming in with the right, and having the exact same amount of jumps on one side compared to the other. So a few examples of different types of takeoffs: left, right, left, right, straight line approach, arced approach, various rolls into jumps, jumps based off of timing, jumping onto a box, jumping over something, jumping up and touching something, jumps working together with teammates or against opponents. There's infinite amount of ways to do this. Now, if you're doing multi-effort jumps, I suggest you do mini broad jumps or even pogo hops in between your max effort jumps. Few reasons for this: one, it minimizes collision stress. It allows for pre-activation before your max jump, so therefore higher max jumps. And 3, it allows you to put your focus into the jump rather than other variables of the activity, such as the landing. Now, my last few points about doing free jumps are really important. When you're doing these sessions, they should be fun. This is essentially just play, or at least think about it as play. They should also be competitive if possible, meaning it's better to do this with a friend or a group than doing it by yourself. And then lastly, it should be goal-oriented with feedback being provided. The feedback being as easy as, did you jump over the hurdle or not? Did you jump onto the box or not? And when you're doing these free jumps, I think it's a good idea to do some jumps with and without complete recovery. And be cautious about total time or total number of jumps. You don't want to spike your volume too quickly, then you're just asking for some sort of overuse injury. So go do a bunch of free jumps. It's going to be better for you than 5 sets of 5 box jumps or whatever sort of program jumps you have in your program. If you got any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.